So that's what they do. They have to decide who's going to cover a certain event. The White House we have covered in a very certain specific order. For example, when President Bush went to Iraq, they decided Fox went, but that particular day, Thanksgiving Day, was the Fox network turn to be travel for. It's all alphabetical, so the day before was CNN. There was a bit of a controversy that day because you are responsible for any movements of the president until midnight. Well, he left Texas secretly with some press, but not television, print press, that night before, which was Wednesday. Well, that was CNN's day, and they were cut out of the loop, and it became Fox because at midnight they were the next day travel pool. Now, for conspiracy types, you could say, since Fox is in so-and-so's pocket, as we know, that they purposely wanted Fox. There is, sometimes you'll see a reporter doing a live report from the newsroom.
Oh yeah, this is it.
This is the set here.
Oh wow.
They could also use
this. They can set this up like quickly, like in like a minute or something. Is that what a hot set is?
Hot set is something designed, all the lights are preset. It's something that's simple. All they have to do is turn a couple of switches and they can put the microphone sitting here ready to go.
It's very quick.
And if there's like an emergency news story, like on September 11th, they would have somebody here, and they would have somebody in New York on the set. And this they also use. A lot of times they'll use this as a reporter to go live to do a story. Say the story's not visual. It's a meaty story, but there's no visuals. There's no place to go do a stand-up in front of a specific building, like the White House or the State Department. They may use this as a set, and it gives a little more urgency. Instead of like a street scene in Washington, you would sit here, and it looks like...
Sometimes they bring the CBS Evening News. Sometimes they'll have it from Washington. Occasionally. Is this where
Los Angeles?
Correct.
Yeah, right. Is this where they do it from? If it's from Washington?
Yes, they would. No. When we do it in Washington, normally Dan Rather will go up. We have rent a space, like a rooftop by a... I think there's a law firm near Capitol Hill, so you get the Capitol Dome.
I know what you're talking about.
But in Los Angeles, we have a spot. I was, as you know, out there for a couple of months. They use like the top of a garage at a shopping mall next to Television City in Los Angeles, where you get the background of the Hollywood sign and the Los Angeles Valley. So that's how we do it.
I've seen this set used.
Yeah.
It looks much bigger when you see it, though.
Well, you'll see the studio downstairs, and that's also the case. The studio is always much smaller in person. You probably saw that when you were in Baltimore. What we do is we will. You see, it says pitch reels. Well, if you took every bit of video that was sent over from Iraq, you'd need a building the size of a supermarket to house these things in. So what they do is each day the editors would go through all the feeds that came in from Iraq, and then they take the best action shots or the most interesting variety of things, and then they pitch it. It's called pitch. So they edit it down. These are I guess each tape. See, they'll have a little cheat sheet here of different shots. Truck on fire, and they'll put the date and what time it is on the tape. We have something called time code. That
is it beta?
It's beta, and the time code allows us to know. It's like you'll see it on home video cameras. It's a tape time burned in. Ours isn't burned in on the screen, but it'll show up.
Mark has it on his.
Right. And I do that in the field. Like when I'm at a news conference, I have the cameraman set the clock on the camera to my watch. And if President Bush says something at 9:29 and 36 seconds, I'll put a big star by it, like if it's the key phrase that is going to be your sound bite of the day. And then, instead of going through an hour's worth of videotape, we punch in the numbers, boom, it goes right to that thing, so we can edit quickly because we're always on deadline. So you understand. It's an Avid editing machine, and it looks like your standard desktop computer and the keyboard. And that's sort of the wave of the future. The only problem with this kind of editing, if you're on deadline, is that you have to digitize the tapes that you want to use. You have to download it into these machines, And then it's great when you're editing and you can make changes in shots
Right, very quickly.
very quickly. But
you have to render it, right?
But you have to get it loaded. So that's the problem. You can't just sit there. If you're on deadline, you have to be very organized in what you want downloaded.
So like maybe like a weekly news show, it would be more likely done on NLE, and something that's hot will be done.
Except we're doing more and more news on this too. But what happens is during the day, as elements become available, the producer or the editor may know which are the key things. So they'll digitize it as they go along and keep a log of it. If you were waiting till you got a script at, say, 5 o'clock in the afternoon and then just started putting things in, you'd be in trouble because you physically have to edit it. You can't just let it, Assignment editor. Hello. This is Mark and Elliot.
Hi, how do you do?
This is Josh's Monica Bush, by the way. He always designs these. Come on. Let's turn that camera off. No spy cam. I know what's going on. It's the red light. You got to get the red light prompter thing off there. Otherwise, the gotcha factor's not there. The bridge of the Starship Enterprise.
Absolutely.
This is where, I talked about all those pool feeds before. Pentagon, State Department, White House, Capitol Hill. At any given time of the day, we're taking feeds in here. You have about 20 different machines recording these live feeds of news conferences, hearings, feeds from the field, like if I'm sending things from the sniper trial, they'll come in here. They record them here and or in the individual edit rooms. So the person sits here sort of like the command of the ship and has usually 2 people working and said, taking feed number or whatever on such and such a machine.
And they record it.
Yeah. Or if we need to send some material to New York or to the Los Angeles Bureau or London or wherever the place is, we'll send it from here. So this is a very busy place
I would
at
say,
all
I was
times
going to
normally.
say.
Yeah.
Newt, there's Newt. Is that Newt?
Newt Gingrich. Still kicking.
Right there on that. It may be another cameraman.
Just depends on the assignment day of the week. But this can get so busy, so crazy at a certain time of the day.
I was thinking like at 9/11, this place must have been just absolutely 24/7. I mean, just everything. I mean, I remember coming home from work.
Well, this week's going to be interesting. This is all the mental health experts and trying this idea of doctor. So this is the studio. Before we get started, it's all lit up. You want to take pictures of Elliot? It's just, styrofoam.
It's like in the NBC.
Yeah.
Well, it's metal. It's really ductile.
Yeah.
Now
They did a nice job with it.
So they sit here,
there, right? And now you'll notice there's camera angles everywhere. There's a camera up top there. That's when you see the wide shot of the studio for a commercial break.
Right.
Elliot, you know what teleprompter is?
Yeah.
So this is the mirror system, so they can read their script here and go right through it.
Lighting right
But this seems fairly. Is this done to give an impression that the table is bigger than it is?
I mean, everything's done optically. It's all designed to make it look,
See?
larger. Yeah.
It's amazing. And here are the mics.
Yeah.
Look at these little mics.
Which are nice. It gives a little extra because they're built in.
Right. The mic
In fact, I wish they had stuff like that when they did the interviews, the interrogations of the snipers.
These
terrible.
might stay where they are.
Yeah.
So they're like PZMs or
Yeah,
whatever.
I think it's backup. I think they mic
them the other
them
way.
also, and then it's backup. And what it allows for, I believe, is that it'll pick up sound all the way through. If people are interrupting, you've got constant sound instead of having to pot up things and.
Well, sometimes the thing that I remember, in studying sound was that you got close noise. Mm-hmm. So you have somebody comes in several layers of clothes.
Right.
They actually have to get in. They'd have to put in double stick tape to stop that. And with these folks, it might, Hillary Clinton might not be happy about.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Keep you sitting up high.
Right.
So so who sits there?
That's usually Bob Schieffer's chair, and in this case it'll be John Roberts.
Duh.
Cut. Like, get him out of there.
Yeah, right.
3 minutes to go. 2 minutes, 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds.
So they get the cue.
It's sort of electronic madness.
All right, now.
And forward. This is all the best to keep us on the air. Yeah, hey there.
The rules.
See, now you'll see John Roberts in the freeze frame. That's from the tape there. Hey.
Oh yeah, right here. He thinks it's. And then I was, oh no, but that's just cover, so you've got to go back on.
This is one of the few shows that we actually do live here every week. We have people here in the control room every night during evening news, but it's all of the tape pieces normally are fed up to Washington before the show. It's in New York before the show starts, so there's not a lot of hubbub here. But they will coordinate live shots from here if there's a correspondent upstairs going live and so forth.
So this is a live.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is the director, assistant director, and they're in the studio. He'll call the shots the studio cameras. You bring the camera on and steady up. You get a two-shot of Hillary Clinton, John Roberts. This person is called the technical director. And let's say, ready, camera one, take camera one, push the button. That's how you do that. And there's an audio booth. There's a huge audio booth here.
Now, what you want to do is store this in the shot box where you do anything, because you might have to.
You see John Roberts in the freeze frame. This is what's on the air right now. This is
the end of Sunday morning. I love that show too.
It's a great show. And that particular monitor is storing with it's live on CBS.
Right now, if we were home.
And
It's 9 to 10:30.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Bye.
53.
Yes, that last question. But he knows that. The thing that was interesting is that Meat had Gingrich on, where we got it, and we used it because we knew he was going to be on Meat. So yeah. Hold on just a second.
We did the.
Where is he?
A minute 10 back.
Is he upstairs?
who, John?
Yeah.
Must be.
It's been great. I mean, I know there's a little bit more to come here with but this is it really gives you an idea what goes into producing.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Roll. Fade up. And that's our broadcast for this Sunday, the 7th of December. For Bob Schieffer, I'm John Roberts. Thanks for watching. Face the Nation.
Three,
Switch New York.
1.
Fade to black.